Meredith and Sid here with you. You may recognize our next guest, Blake Moynes, from the Bachelor franchise, but he's also a longtime wildlife conservation advocate. He does amazing work. He's working on a variety of wildlife projects right now, including one here in Ontario to protect the boreal caribou habitat. Blake, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's so great to have you here. And so many of us are so familiar, with you from The Bachelor,
Right.
but this is a real passion and work of yours. So talk to me about when you first, started loving animals.
Well, I started when I was really, really young,
Yeah.
even in school. So, those projects that come up where you pick a wildlife or animal that you want to try to protect. Tigers was mine, and a major contributor to that was poaching. You being a kid, write in a simple answer. Well, we say by killing the poachers. Although an intense thing to say at that time and laughing at it looking back, that was the first sign where I was like, I want to protect wildlife. And so that trickled and trickled and trickled, and kind of here I am today.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how long, because you're from Hamilton, correct?
Yes.
So how long have you been in this space in terms of protecting wildlife, would you say?
I would say it really took a turn over the last 3 years, and I really just fostered what came with the Bachelor franchise and a platform and a voice to do that. Animals need a voice, and with The Bachelor came a platform that allowed me to do that. So it's been about 3 years now, and it gets busier and busier and busier. There's so many issues to touch on, and so I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
Good for you, by the way, for seeing that platform as such and really deciding to move forward with it with this passion that's going to do so much good in the world. That's really commendable, Blake. That's great. Really cool. David Suzuki Foundation, you're starting to work with them and protecting specifically Ontario's caribou habitat?
Yes. So caribou populations are declining. That's largely in part to logging and the forestry industry, okay? Human disturbance is a major contributor to why populations of caribou are declining. So the province has an Endangered Species Act. It's there for a reason. It's to protect wildlife. But back in 2020, there's enough lobbying from the forestry to essentially push the Ontario government to create a loophole, an exemption, so they can come in and exploit resources in the boreal habitat, which is leading to decline. So we're here right now to try and push the federal government come April 2024 to step in and do something. Because the current government here in Ontario is not doing enough. Populations are declining for caribou, which means a bunch of other wildlife are also going to suffer because of that.
And that wildlife discussion here in the province of Ontario, and I know it's not just exclusive, obviously, to the province we're in, but in the northern part of the province, there's a lot of minerals and resources, for lack of a better term. We're talking, people are focused on wildlife, like yourself, Blake, in terms of Indigenous communities and how that affects them. There's a real serious discussion going on. And do you see lending more voices to this cause helping? Like, how can people get involved?
So we want to get a petition signed, right? The federal government is the one that's going to change this, but we can't push the federal government as individuals. So we need to get more and more people to sign these petitions. You can check all the videos on my Instagram that really go into detail and educate. Education is everything. If you don't know what's going on, you can't do anything about it. So educate yourself, sign the petitions, let's get the feds to step in and do something, because the current trajectory right now is not looking good. It hasn't for the last couple of years, and so it's time now to do something about it.
Okay, well, so there you go. That's how you can help.
Yeah, and you're galvanizing people to do something about it and use their voice, which I think is so important. Can we talk about The Bachelor now?
I think we can.
Okay.
Because that's a really important topic. I'm glad you're in, because we don't because you're right, because people from Bachelor Nation here on City TV have huge platforms, and you don't always see it throughout the show because we're there for a good time.
Sure.
But I'm glad you're here for that. Let us know, hit on this.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna. There was a little smile there when you said here for a good time. Okay, Blake.
So
all right.
Two episodes left of Bachelor in Paradise here on City TV this Thursday and a week from this Thursday. I've been told contractually I cannot ask you about what the next two episodes entail, because that's bad television. You do have to tune in for that. But look, I mean, Katie just showed up here. You and her have a long history. There is Jess, who you have a newer history with. Up until this past episode, Blake, how would you describe your Bachelor in Paradise experience?
Oh, God, whirlwind, chaotic, stressful. But you know what? A lot of growth came out of that, right? You put in a pressure cooker situation, you can only grow. So let's call it chaotic, and let's say that bleeds into the next couple episodes here too.
And this was the first time that you had seen Katie?
Yes, exactly. We
okay.
had our big split.
Yeah.
Things didn't go so smoothly, and so it's been 2 years. I put it on the back burner. I didn't give it any time. Wanted to let that breathe a little bit.
Okay.
Probably should have dealt with that a little earlier because then I had to deal with it on national TV in front of everybody.
Well, why not deal with it on national television,
exactly, right? Yeah.
Why deal with it earlier?
Yeah.
So what's easier, saving the caribou
Yes.
or trying to survive Bachelor in Paradise?
Well, honestly, now I would say probably Paradise because
Yeah.
caribou is
Yeah.
becoming a big issue.
Good.
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
and it should be,
Yeah.
and we need to be more aware of that. Where can people get a hold of you on Instagram?
Just go to my Instagram, Blake Moynes. You'll see everything that I'm doing there right now, from conservation work to my little stints in reality TV. But let's focus on the wildlife stuff because that's what's more important.
I've been watching you for years.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever met Blake. Nice guy.
Really nice guy.
Nice guy. Blake, appreciate you coming by
I
and
appreciate
shining
you
a
having me.
spotlight on
No.
a very important topic.